What's up, Michigan State fans? It's Studio Potsdam here back for another episode of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. It's now our podcast now for Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. Talking some more hoops today, Thursday. Uh, MSU is preparing for a Thursday night matchup against the Purdue Boilermakers. We'll go into more of a deep dive on that game tomorrow for the day of the game. But for now, I mean, we're going to talk about that game here today a bit because it's kind of an interesting game because it's two really, really good teams and they're built relatively similarly. I think that's one of the interesting things about this matchup is you've got two programs that have modeled each other in some different ways. Both teams kind of prioritize high school recruiting. They'll both supplement through the portal and all that. They've had sustained success. Both Michigan State and Purdue are generally teams that are not, excuse me, going to be easy outs, going both ways. And again, both of these programs have a lot of respect for each other. I mean, I don't think Izzo's ever going to publicly name his favorite coach in the Big Ten, but if I were a betting man, I'd probably bet it's Matt Painter. I mean, he's been there not much shorter than Izzo has. It's a 10-year gap, but Izzo's been there 31 years. Painter's been there 21 years. And he's helped make Purdue basketball what it is today. Again, Gene Keady had a hand in that there. Both of them, Izzo didn't actually play at MSU, but Painter did. Izzo, of course, obviously spent a bunch of time as an assistant here before he became the head coach. I think Painter was the head coach at like Southern Illinois for a year. Again, he worked his way back up and got to Purdue. But it's these are two more old school coaches who are still having success in the new age. Uh, Michigan State's going to extend its tournament streak to 28, really 29, if you want to count the tournament that didn't get canceled, which you should because that team was a tournament lock. Um, Purdue, they don't really have a huge tournament streak going. I think it's like I can't remember the last time they missed the tournament, but there's been one that's semi recent, but they're there. They're a mainstay in the NCAA tournament. When you're thinking of the teams in the Big Ten that are gonna have success, Purdue is one of the first ones that's going to come to mind. I mean, they were the preseason number one team coming into this year. I still think they have the talent and perhaps the ability to go deep into March. Will I pick them to win the national championship? No. But would I be stunned if they made the Final Four? No, I would not be stunned as well. I mean, again, very, very well built team. And I think one of the things that stands out about them is they have a big three. All three guys are homegrown. They've been at Purdue their entire college careers, recruited them as high schoolers. They're all seniors, big three, and they're all from the state of Indiana. That would have been kind of remarkable before the transfer portal was a thing and before NIL was a thing, and where you constantly see so much roster shuffling. Now, obviously it's even less common. You don't often see such a senior reliant team at the very, very top. Michigan State's not that reliant on senior leadership. They are reliant, I guess, on it, but like you have Jeremy Fears, who has two more seasons after this. Cohen Carr has another season after this. You've got Kohler and Cooper, you got Trey Fort, but it's not everything, it feels like. Again, it's a pretty clear big three. You've got Braden Smith, the reigning Big Ten player of the year. National Player of the Year candidate last year. I think he's kind of on the outside looking in as far as that goes this year, but still second in the nation in assists this year, only to Jeremy Fears of Michigan State. Fears is at 9.2. Smith is at 8.7. Braden Smith is actually 6 assists away in this game from surpassing 10,000, not 10,000, 1,000 career assists. Again, got my zeros mixed up there. And becoming the first Big Ten player ever to do so. He surpassed Cassius Winston's career assist mark. You've got Trey Kaufman-Renn. He was averaging like 20 points last year. He's down to like 13 and 9 only, I guess, but still a guy who a post presence, a dominant one at that, who had kind of been in the shadow of Zach Edey for a little bit and came into his own when he got his turn to be the star. And you've got Fletcher Loyer, brother of Foster, of course, here at Michigan State. He chose Purdue, and he's had a great career for himself. Really, really good 3-point shooter. He's second on the team in scoring right now. I believe it's Smith. I'm pretty sure Smith leads them in scoring, but I think Lawyer's second. I think it's kind of relatively close, but you got like Smith, like at like 15 points a game, Lawyer at like 13 and a half, and then Kaufman ran at like 13. So again, kind of balanced as well. Like you don't see one guy separated from the pack in terms of how many points they score every single game, but they also supplement through the portal as well. You've got Oscar Clough, who shoots like 71% or something from the field. He's a transfer addition, really, really physical, big guy. Again, like the front court is going to be a big challenge for Michigan State in this one. Again, you see some similarities with Michigan State. You've got a true point guard running the show. Fears isn't as experienced as Smith. Again, Smith will be done with college basketball after this season. Fears is going to he'll have 2 more years that he can use if he wants to. And you've got two front court guys, homegrown. Well, Clough isn't, but you get like experienced and capable. Physicality is a part of this game. Distributing, getting your teammates involved from the one. Again, it's kind of cool to see two teams that are kind of this similar going at it. And I think that's where part of the respect part comes in, because you see two programs that you don't they always say it about each other, but you often see other teams say it about them, both Purdue and Michigan State, that they are both kind of doing it quote unquote the right way. Like I think it's part of where some of the tension now with Michigan State is that Michigan builds its roster differently. They use the portal. They're more aggressive with the portal than Michigan State is. Yes, they both technically accepted 4 transfers, but Michigan was doing it to like load its roster. Like this is like our star player is going to be from the transfer portal. Yaxel Lendeborg is their best player. He's from the portal. MSU is using it to kind of fill in and supplement certain little spots. And it also doesn't hurt. Well, it doesn't help MSU that one of their top transfer, Caleb Glenn, got hurt. So we've had one that already kind of knocks one off. We really only took 3 transfers this offseason. And now they're playing without Divine Ugochukwu as well. Again, you've still got Trey Fort and Denim Wojcik still on the roster and playing in every single game right now. So, but again, 2 programs, and again, you've got old school Tom Izzo wants to build through high school. Again, Dusty May still identifies talent at the high school level really, really well. I'm going to still say that. Again, remarkable head coach. Michigan is lucky to have him. But still, he's built more aggressively through the transfer portal. I do think people can agree on that. Merez Johnson, Ade Mara, Elliot Cadell. That is a huge chunk of what he's built over there at Michigan. And that's okay. That's how the game can be played these days. It's a little tougher to sustain, if you ask me, year over year over year, kind of like how Michigan State has with their NCAA tournament streak. But I mean, say Michigan wins the national title, it's hard to disagree with. It's hard to disagree with it. Again, there's more than one way to build a roster, guys. There's not necessarily one correct way to do it, but in this specific moment, Michigan State, Purdue, you're seeing 2 teams that do it very similarly, with 2 coaches who have done this for a very, very long time going up against each other in what will be a very, very fun environment. I do believe Purdue's having like a whiteout at the Mackey at Mackey Arena for this game. So again, you'll see a color coordinated seating arrangement for the fans there. I'm going down the West Lafayette for this game. It'll be my first ever trip to Mackey Arena. I'm looking forward to it. I used to get migraines when I was younger. Sometimes they still pop up. I might have to take an ibuprofen before I go into that place, because if it's as loud as they say it is, it's going to be loud. Again, kind of goes without saying, top 15 matchup. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very fun matchup in this one. Michigan State, Purdue, very, very important for Big Ten tournament seeding. As well, I do think if you want to get a top 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament, go straight to the quarterfinals. It's technically a triple bye now, but it was commonly the double bye before they made the tournament 18 teams. I still kind of liked it when they didn't let a few teams in. I thought that was kind of, maybe it's like that humiliation part where it's like, it's kind of embarrassing to not make the Big Ten tournament, something everyone used to get into, or well, now everyone does again. But I don't think you really need to make 18 seed Penn State play in this thing. But hey, they're doing it. They added one more round to the very, very end. But chances are Michigan State will be starting its Big Ten tournament run on the Thursday of that week, second week of March. I think it's the 12th. Don't quote me on that. I don't have it pulled up right in front of me. But if they want to go straight to the semis, yeah, that would, or not the semis, the quarterfinals, that would be on a Friday. You got to win this game. They're tied with Purdue in the Big Ten standings right now at 12-4. It's a tie for third with Nebraska as well right there. think Nebraska might be playing right now as I'm recording this technically on Tuesday night. But yeah, uh, you should want to win in this game because you still got to go play at Michigan, which is probably going to be a loss. So yeah, big game right now for Michigan State in terms of both their Big Ten seeding and also you win this game. Maybe you're looking at moving up onto that 3 line. That's important because that means you would avoid the 1 seed until the Elite Eight. I mean, simple as that. There are real stakes in this game. Michigan State's not going to win the Big Ten this year. I don't think that's mathematical yet as I'm recording this, but they're not. And yeah, but if you want to maximize you want to position yourself right for the Big Ten tournament, maybe if you want to go for that title right there, I mean, that's a banner still, it's immortalized. And if you want to maximize your shot at the Final Four and avoid the 1 seed as long as possible, you want to go for that 3 seed. And it starts by getting a win at Mackey Arena, a place that Michigan State has not won at in 12 years. 7 straight losses to Purdue at Mackey Arena. Technically, the streak is 8 because they played UCLA in its tournament game in 2021 during the first 4 round. That was at Mackey Arena. So it's really 8 straight losses for Michigan State at Mackey Arena. 7 straight to Purdue. Last time they won at Mackey Arena, Gary Harris was the leading scorer that day. If that gives you any kind of sense of how long it's been since they've won there. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. I'll have a more just kind of preview of the basketball side of things of this game. Kind of dive into some more thoughts on this, on this game tomorrow. There'll be plenty of written content on this game and upcoming games. I'm going to Indiana as well for the Sunday game. I'm actually going to be at every basketball game the rest of the way, providing you in-person coverage of Michigan State basketball. There'll be plenty of coverage, though, on whatever else is going on. Hockey, I'll be coming back up to East Lansing to cover hockey as well on Friday and Saturday. I'm going to be really, really busy, but hey, it's a good busy. It's fun. I have a fun job. I like what I do. But yeah, there'll be plenty of in-person coverage, written content up at SpartanNation.com or at Michigan State Spartans SI. Thank you all for watching and listening, whether you're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, any other streaming platform. Thank you very, very, very much. Once again, though, I'm Joe Kotzenika. I'll see you guys around.